Gopala was a little Indian boy who lived at the edge of a huge forest. His father had died when he was just a boy. His kind mother would walk to protect Gopala on the way to school. She had put all her trust in the divine child Krishna to keep them safe. One morning, the time had come for Gopala to start school. His mother was very ill, and she sent Gopala off on his own. Gopala had to travel through the woods, and was very frightened to be all by himself. The animals started making weird and strange noises, and he got very scared. He then ran through the forest and got lost.
When he finally arrived at school, it was very late, and the teacher punished him in front of the whole class. He explained that he walked through the forest and got scared. The boys bullied him and teased him all day. That night, upon coming home, he said to his mother that he was scared walking through the forest and did not want to go to school the next day. She told Gopala that you have a brother in the forest, and whenever you are frightened or scared, just call out to him and he will come and take care of you.
The next morning, on way to school, frightened by the animals in the forest, Gopala called out to the Lord Krishna, just as his mother had told him. He was filled with wonder when he suddenly saw a boy appear from the bushes. The boy was so kind and sweet that Gopala trusted him at once. Gopala was no longer afraid of him, and his cowherder brother told stories all the way to school. That day, the teacher was shocked to see Gopala was in school on time. She stood up in front of the entire class and asked, "How did you manage to get to school on time?" As he stood up and explained, all the boys around him laughed.
The next day was to be the school teacher's birthday. All the kids gathered together and decided that they would throw a little party. They all decided that they would go home that night and they would ask their parents for some food. They all brought a little bit of food so that they could have a huge feast to celebrate the teacher's birthday. Gopala and his mother were so distressed. They were so poor that they had barely enough to eat for themselves.
The following morning, on his way back to school, Gopala called out to his cowherder friend to help him, explaining that him and his mother were too poor to give anything. His generous cowherder brother had nothing but a little pot of soured milk to give him. Gopala took the pot of milk to school.
When he arrived at school, he saw what all the other children had brought: wheat, lentils, rice, flour, cauliflower, potatoes, and a tin of sweet breads. The children all laughed when they realised that Gopala had brought the small pot of milk. The boys bullied and teased him and told him to pour out his milk into this bucket. He poured out his milk from the little pot into the larger bucket and was surprised to see the pot fill up again. He emptied it a second time, and again the pot was full. It happened again and again, and everybody asked with surprise, "Where is the milk coming from?"
Amazed, the children carried the 3 buckets of milk to the teacher. The teacher demanded an explanation instantly. As he told the story, the teacher asked Gopala to call out for him there and then. Gopala did so, and then, as a recognition of his faith, the Lord Krishna appeared.